Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Someone once said, a picture is a secret. The more it tells you, the lesser you know. Hello and welcome to the 8th edition of the Better Photography Photographer of the Year. This competition is an endeavor by the magazine to promote some of the best photographers that the country has and ensure that they don't miss your eye. Today, in this episode, we bring to you the experiences of the 7 finalists who met at the final face-off round to capture the breathtaking beauty of Kenya. But before that, let's take a look at the beginning of this year's journey.
What I like about photographs is that they capture a moment that's gone forever, impossible to reproduce. Karl Lagerfeld. In its 8th year, the Better Photography Photographer of the Year competition is a journey to unravel the emotions behind each picture and the person creating it. Based on the number of entries, this is the 5th largest photography competition in the world, reaching out to people from the biggest cities to the smallest towns. This is a celebration of the best photographers that the country has, giving them a platform to showcase their talent.
In this year alone, we've had a colonel from the armed forces who's a winner. We've had an inspector from the RTO who's a winner. We have a wedding photographer from a tiny village, okay, in Maharashtra called Y, who's also a winner. So we have accomplished photographers who are not into professional photography who won.
With 78,425 entries pouring in from 713 cities and towns of the country, the task meted out to the jury for the qualifying round was indeed a tough one. Based on a variety of criteria and grouped into 8 categories, the top 8 finalists were decided upon. Macro category, Anurup Krishan, Bangalore. Landscape category, Hemant Kumar Solankar, Navi Mumbai. Portraiture category, Nilesh Bhange, Indore. Wildlife category, Rajendra Dhage, Y, Maharashtra. Street life category, Senthil Kumar, Chennai. Still life category, Colonel Shailendra Rawat, Mumbai. Photo essay cell phone category, Alok Rai, Pune. Photo essay family album category, Partha Sengupta, Kolkata.
The basic thing is punch or impact. Any image that gives you stronger punch or stronger impact is very good. So when I saw the prize winning entry, that was a small kid and the expression was amazing and I just liked it.
The way I looked at it is that image should be, firstly, there should be a wow factor in it. So that's the number one thing, and some effort has to be there from the part of the photographer. It shouldn't be just like it was there and he just shot it.
And then we moved on to the final round of this competition, the final face-off in Kenya.
Kenya Tourist Board deliberately chose to be associated with the Better Photography of the Year 8th edition because of the audience it covers. They are looking at photographers who are enthusiastic in using new technologies, in going to take diverse themes and concepts, being an art in itself. Kenya as a country has a lot of nature, beautiful sceneries, and diverse attractions that can be captured through photography. And they're not easy to capture because it's nature, it's wildlife, it's human beings in their natural setting. So that is the beauty of the 2 brands coming together.
Jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani, mzuri sana, wageni, mwakaribishwa, Kenya yetu.
Although our 8th finalist Alok Rai couldn't make it to Kenya, what followed was what most of our finalists termed a dream come true, a trip to the land of Kenya, where our 7 finalists explored the magic and captured it all on their lens.
Hakuna matata, Kenya inji nzuri, hakuna matata, inji ya kupendeza, hakuna matata, nyote mwakaribishwa, hakuna matata. Kenya yetu hakuna matata.
Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable. Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Welcome back. Our 7 finalists have reached Kenya. And after being briefed about the do's and don'ts of this final round, they will be set free to capture the magical Kenya. Apart from being known for its world-famous wildlife, Kenya has a lot more to offer. And our finalists will be taken to a number of locations to explore just that. Locations ranging from panoramic landscapes, unique cultures, interaction with ethnic groups here, and of course, coming as close as possible to the wildlife here. So as they say in Kenya, Karibu Kenya.
The best images are the ones that retain their strength and impact over the years, regardless of the number of times they are viewed. And Getty's. The final face-off for this year's Photographer of the Year began with a briefing session.
Every picture will get a score, okay, but if the technique is superb, the judge might ignore everything.
Where 7 contestants were taken through the itinerary of the coming 6 days, the do's and don'ts, and the twist in the tale.
We have a cell phone category. Cell phone diaries, a traveler's tale, which means that you need to create your own story. Any questions regarding this?
STC creates that platform for the photographer to capture that moment of truth, which gives you the best of the experience on that high resolution screen. We thought that that device gives a perfect combination to the user to capture the subject from his eyes with the permutations and combinations which he can really optimally utilize.
After the outlines were demarcated, the contestants were taken out for the first session of shoots, where the finalists were introduced to the capital city of Nairobi. A light shoot session aimed at familiarizing the contestants with the culture and history of Kenya took them to various places. The statue of the first President of the Republic of Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta, followed by a quick trip to the famous Rail Museum, which was opened in 1971 by the East African Railways. The museum contains exhibits from the now defunct engines of the East African Railways. Apart from shooting a few more landmarks around the capital city, the contestants were also spellbound by the roads resonating with energy and the passion of Kenyan fans going for a soccer match. Our day ended soon, giving everyone some time to gear up for the hectic days that were to follow. Day 2 took the finalists on a journey through the grasslands and hills, stopping en route at the Great Rift Valley viewpoint at an altitude of 2,140 meters. The finalists were up and about, ensuring that the play of light on this vast landscape looked equally magical in their clicks.
Yesterday was day 1, and our contestants were tired after a long flight, a long trip, and we put them hard to work. and at the end of the day they were completely exhausted. But today is a whole new day. Look at the scenery, it's absolutely fabulous. It's just something which is completely out of the world, and this is the beginning, just the beginning. You know, this is just the first taste of what is yet to come. I think now the challenge really begins.
Continuing with our travel, we then moved northward to Lake Bogoria. In addition to its scenic beauty, the legendary Lake Bogoria is home to some of the most fascinating biotopes in the Great Rift Valley. The Lake Bogoria is situated almost 1,000 meters above sea level and is well known for its large number of flamingos, making it a breathtaking sight.
Today is the second day of our shoot, and as you can see there are lots of little flamingos over there, and it looks like today we are finally going to get a couple of good shots. I'm from Delhi, and in Delhi we mostly shoot street and all, and this is really amazing. This is the first time I'm seeing so many greater flamingo outside zoo.
The famous geologist and scientist John Walter Gregory praised the spectacle of these flamingos as the most fascinating sight in Africa.
In the huge amount of flamingo I saw here, I got beautiful shots which I dream to shoot the flamingos.
The great natural hot water geyser in this region proved to be another fascinating spot for our finalists to capture the various shades of nature.
What I'm trying to do here is get a slow shutter shot of the geyser with the hills and the sky in the background. It's still a little too bright for a slow shutter shot, so I'm waiting for it to get a little darker.
And bring their day to an end. Gearing up for the second last destination of this journey, the team headed to the famous Lake Naivasha. Lake Naivasha was an absolutely breathtaking view of serenity in nature. A part of the Great Rift Valley, this is a freshwater lake lying northwest of Nairobi outside the town of Naivasha.
This lake is quite large with the depth ranging from 9 meters to 40 meters. It's got plenty of wildlife, especially the birds. You got pelicans, you got storks, you got flamingos, you got darter birds, and we also saw hippos here. A lot of hippos, a lot of baby hippos, though we couldn't see much of them except their heads.
This lake is home to a wide variety of wildlife, including over 400 different species of birds, such as the great white pelican, ibis, flamingos, white-headed vulture, yellow-billed stork, and a sizable population of hippopotamus.
I was there in the place called Naivasha. There was the lake and the island with full of wilderness and the nature and the mother beauty. As a photographer, I was enjoying each and every moment of every single frame.
While observing through viewfinder, I really enjoyed the moments birds were making, and I was having some eye contact with them. Really beautiful. I can't describe in simple words how interesting those moments were.
The first thing that really interests me about Kenya is the colors. Very contrasting color and fantastic place for street photography, I would say.
Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable. Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Karibu tena. If you're wondering what that is, well, I just welcomed you back in Swahili, the local language of Kenya, where we are for this year's Photographer of the Year final face-off round. It's often said that no trip to Kenya is ever complete without a visit to Masai Mara. And that's exactly where we are for the final leg of this competition. Our 7 finalists are all geared up to click some of the best photographs of their career as they gear up to meet the Big Five of Africa and get a chance to come up close with the Maasai people of this region. Let's find out what unique perspective can our finalists give to this magical experience.
The final act. It was time to gear up for Masai Mara. Mesmerized by the absolute serenity engulfing them, each of the 7 finalists was on red alert mode. Nobody would miss an opportunity of capturing that picture which would catapult them closer to the finish line. Be it the tuskers, the hyena, the rhino, the lion, the giraffe, the gazelles, the topi, the fox, or the unique birds like the secretary and the crown bird. But wait, you've not seen Masai Mara until you've met the inhabitants of this region, a tribe known for its ancient cultural heritage, well preserved to this day. Red robes, spear in hand, beautiful beaded jewelry and a long wooden stick. This attire of the Maasai warrior encapsulates one of the most intriguing aspects of East Africa. The Maasai are pastoralists from the Nilotic group, and they live semi-nomadic lifestyles in Kenya and Tanzania. Our finalists were lucky to get greeted by a traditional welcome song and dance by this tribe, followed by a close look into their world. The 2 grueling days spent at Masai Mara gave our finalists insurmountable opportunities to quell their desirous shutterbug needs. The long hours of driving and the many trying moments of patience all bore fruit. When the king of the jungle made an appearance with his entire family. Over the day, the contestants got some more beautiful shots of the magnificent beast, while some had their patience tested before achieving that prized click. The day came to an end, bringing the 6-day-long journey of this year's final face-off round in Kenya to a close. But it didn't end there. The finalists were now faced with an enormous task of giving the final touches to the pictures and preparing them for the final submission.
केनिया का मैं जो ड्रीम देखा था एक्चुअली नेशनल ज्योग्राफी चैनल पे वगैरह, वो दिमाग में डाल के मैं वहाँ यहाँ आया था कि उस तरह से मुझे यहाँ मिलेगा, उसी तरह से मुझे यहाँ मिल भी गया सब वाइल्ड लाइफ फोटोग्राफी के लिए। एक्चुअली एसएलआर कैमरे में मैंने जितने लैंडस्केप नहीं लिए उससे ज़्यादा लैंडस्केप मैंने मोबाइल से लिए।
The best moment I captured in Bagoria, millions of flamingos in one frame, and in Naivasha, that sunbird, which I shoot very well. I was very happy with that. And in Masai Mara, I shoot elephants. Beautiful elephant frames I got here.
These 6 days were absolutely great. It's exactly what I thought it would be. Kenya has been a dream destination for me. I just absolutely loved the opportunity to come here. It was like a small kid in a chocolate factory. You didn't know what to pick.
While it seemed that the competition was done, it was in many ways just beginning. Madhavan Pillai, the editor of Better Photography, who had been a mentor and guide to the 7 finalists throughout the journey, appeared content with this year's face-off at Kenya.
It was not so easy because you have so many various situations. You begin as a tourist, you begin as someone who is experiencing something for the very first time, but you got to get over that very quickly. And you then have to focus on the pure art of picture making. So the composition, the colors, the kind of subjects that you decide to choose, the kind of space that you decide to give the subjects. All this becomes very, very important when you're actually making a picture.
This brings us to the end of what most of our finalists called a photographer's dream trip. Having got some great photographs ranging from wildlife to portraits to landscape, the 48 camera photographs, 30 cell phone photographs and 15 cell phone videos have been submitted to the Better Photography team. And now it is for the jury to go through each one of them to find out who amongst these 7 has given the most magical perspective to the land of Kenya. Catch us tomorrow as we bring to you the grand finale of Photographer of the Year 2012 awards to find out who amongst these walks away with the grand prize. Till then, it is Kweru Kenya.
Welcome to Kenya. Welcome to Kenya. I've seen the rhino, I've seen the hippo, I've seen the crocodile. I love you, Kenya, Kenya. Welcome to Kenya. Welcome to Kenya. I've seen the lion, I've seen the cheetah, I've seen the leopard. I love you, Kenya.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.